right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of the Queendomme, the entertaining ramblings of a single millennial woman trying to figure out adulting. We talk about life, love, sex, and everything else in between. Today's topic is going to be on polyamory. So we're going to talk about poly relationships, and just how they may work for some people, how they may not work for others. And once, like I love to say, don't yuck anyone's yum. It might not be your cup of tea, but let's be respectful of everybody else's lifestyle choices and opinions and things like that. Because at the end of the day, what they eat don't make you shit, and so you should be all right with it. All right, and we have another person joining us. Awesome. Let's go. All right. So to start off, like I said, my name is Irene, the Passion Queen. I am your host of the Queendomme. And I have some amazing women and an amazing gentleman with us tonight. So I'm gonna let everyone introduce themselves, starting with Shea Butter. Y'all know her very well. She's been on here a couple of times. So Shea Butter, go on and introduce yourself, baby.
It's Shea Butter 84. How you doing? Proud to be an American, all that good stuff.
Nay.
It's Nate Boogie with the hoodie. I can't.
Chase.
What's going on, guys? It's your girl Chase. I see Hazel. Man, how you say it long as that flavor stays in your mouth.
All right, Queen.
So hi, I'm Queen Desmonet. I am the poly woman that is here. I will probably be doing a lot of talking. Welcome. We're glad you joined us. Have a good one.
Tori.
Hey y'all, Irene didn't tell me we were supposed to have no AKA, so it's me. I'm sorry. How y'all doing?
And Snook. What's up, sir?
I'm good. What's going on, everybody? It's Benjamin Snook. Most people just call me Snook the Crook. I don't know. I'm just here. I got an invite to be here to speak for the male, I guess, point of view. So here I am with a lot of hello, guys. How y'all doing? I hope y'all are well. I see a lot of names in here. I'm gonna if y'all see me poking at my little screen, I'm just trying to figure out how to see everybody, or it's gonna keep flipping around. I don't know. I figured out.
Yeah, it depends. Depends on how you have your phone set up. So, but it's all right. You'll get to see everybody because I'm pretty sure everybody has questions. So, all right. So, just for those who are not familiar with polyamory, I did look up a quick little definition of what they have online, and it says it's the practice of or the desire for intimate relationships with more than one partner with the informed consent of all parties involved. Right. So I know a few people that are in the poly lifestyle, and I have much respect for it. I'm a little stingy motherfucker, so I just don't necessarily think that it's necessarily the right thing for me because, like I said, I'm stingy as hell. So what's mine is mine. Don't touch my shit, and I won't fuck with your shit. So. With that being said, especially for those that are the two of you all that are part of the poly lifestyle, you know what? For those that are in the poly lifestyle, let me ask you, like, how did you get to the point of knowing that was something you were interested in, being open to it? Like, how was it introduced to you? What is kind of your story with coming into the poly lifestyle? Either one of you all can start.
I mean, they say ladies first, so I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna cover myself until my own first.
Hi, probably brother. Well, I don't know if I should call you brother. We might link later. Hi.
Right.
So the way that I knew that I was going to be poly, right, is around in college when I understood and came fully into what I thought was my bisexuality, right? I have recently discovered that I'm pansexual. So another story. But I understood that I wanted both, that I needed both to be there for me, right? The reason how I got started is I was talking to my boyfriend one day, and I was like, hey, I don't just want to have like a threesome. Like, I want this to be like something long lasting. And so we started to make sure that we talk to one another, communicate with one another. And I knew about poly, but I just didn't know how to go about it. And so I talked to some people that I knew were poly. And I was like, okay. So I also wanted to set boundaries, and so did he, because a lot of people think that poly, that women don't have boyfriends, like other boyfriends outside of the boyfriends. People think poly is one man, all these women surrounding him, and they all sucking on his dick. No, that's not it, right? Every relationship is different. You have to make sure that you and your partner are comfortable, and the partners that you're going to bring into however your relationship will work. And that's really how I just started, just being honest and having a conversation and realizing that this is something that was important to me. This is something that I really wanted. And I didn't want to be with anybody that didn't want that. So I wanted to just be upfront. And that's really how that started, honestly.
How about you, Snoop?
I think for me, I'm not super duper old, but I'm not super duper young. I'm 35, and I've always kind of been interested in more than one woman. So I think what the thing is, right, is that I feel, and this is just my own personal belief, so nobody shoot me. Um, if you are able to properly take care of more than one person, with communication, um, with being open and honest about it, and finding people that is compatible, and it's jealousy in everything, then why not? I believe in giving people a choice, so I have always given people a choice. I've always told people that I've been with, look, I love women. I love Black women. Just ain't nothing better in this world. So if I'm able to, get nails done and hair done and take y'all out, and nobody feels jealous, and nobody, has to worry about anybody backstabbing them, then why can't I? My best friend, which was my fiance at one point, which went back to my best friend, introduced me to the word poly a long time ago. She does not like anything that is like forever, or anything with a really crazy attachment, like marriage, right? Essentially, you're supposed to be locked into a marriage. You're attached to one person. She doesn't like that. She free flows throughout this world, and she introduced me to, I guess, what I believe poly is. Being out here, getting to know people, dating people, being open and honest with folks. And me and her were like that for years. I was with somebody when I came home. Me and her spent time together. The person that I was with at the time knew about her. I've never hid her or anything we've done together. And that's just, I mean, that's been like since I was in like high school. She's been my best friend since then. So I've been kind of living around this world, um, along with other lifestyle things, that we might get into it in this discussion. We might not get into it, but I live in a couple of different places. But that's how I got to poly. Being open and honest with my friend, and her just saying, "Look, I like you, I love you, but I also like and love, this guy when you're not here, because you're over there with the military. So, I got to spend time with somebody that's here holding me down too." And I respected it. And that's really all you can do is respect it. Um, I did hear you say in your introduction that you don't think you can be poly because you're stingy about your stuff. And I do get that, right? But my argument with monogamous type people is, I got a lot of friends, and I look at their past relationships and what they have going on, and either they be cheating or the person they be with be cheating, and I'm just like, at some point you're really not monogamous. You're sharing one way or another, whether you know it or you don't know it. So and I'm not saying that poly is a fix to that by no means, but I am saying that if you know that your partner desires something else or something more, then why don't y'all have that conversation? Why don't y'all, step from the jealousy and I don't want to say like the emotional part of love in a relationship, and just have a real adult conversation about what you want out here. And that can lead to anything. It might lead to poly. It might lead to just look. I just want a threesome every now and again. A lot of people, a lot of women are bisexual, but they're not bi-romantic. They're not trying to build a romantic relationship with someone. They just want somebody that's gonna come over, do their little sneaky, creepy thing, and then, all right, cool, go home. If I don't have to share my space with you, then I'm okay with you. But I like girls that like me, and that doesn't just mean that it just stops at me as the male, because I am honest with myself, and I do realize that you might get bored one day. You might need something else over here, and I'm not opposed to that. With communication, anything is possible. So my poly isn't just with, well, let me go get 4 or 5 women and live in that. Because y'all, no, I'm good. Once y'all start syncing up, and everybody be upset at one time, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good on that. So, but that's just me. And I'm gonna land my plane.
So real quick, Chase, because I think you have something to say.
Yeah.
Okay, so as far as me, like, when I 100% respect and admire actually the communication and trust that goes into a poly relationship, because one of the biggest things that I always tell people, especially because I have a lot of male friends, I'm like, yo, if y'all be honest with females, you never know what you actually would get. You could end up in some amazing situations, but you have to give people the choice, right? And yeah, that is one of the problems with when you're being monogamous, or at least you're under the assumption that you're being monogamous and your partner isn't practicing monogamy, is because now you've taken away my choice. Because maybe if you came to me and said, hey, look, check this out. I don't necessarily want somebody else as a relationship partner, but if we went and we picked up this baddie over here that got the fat ass, like, maybe we got a little fun. You never know what my response will be, which, I mean, I know damn my response will be, but that's just another situation. It depends. If I can peg her, I mean, if I can use a strap on her, then, hey, we might be able to do something. But that's another story for another show. But I mean, yeah, the communication is one of the things that I admire, which is why I do respect individuals who are in successful poly relationships, and are not using the word or the term poly under the disguise of you just want to be out here being a hoe. Because I find that a lot of people do that as well, which is part of the reason why I believe so many people have such a negative and incorrect viewpoint of what poly truly is, which is why it may not be something I practice, but there are people out there that do, or at least that are interested in it. So that's why I thought this particular conversation would be kind of dope to have. Chase, you can go ahead.
First, I would let. Go ahead, Snook. What you guys say? Go ahead.
Okay. All right. I figured out how to unmute it. So I will say this too. Poly doesn't mean you have to be sexual with the other partners. I just want to throw that out there. You might not be into women, or the man might not be into other. Poly is more than that. So you don't have to necessarily be sexual with that other person to be poly. I'm just throwing it out. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
First want to say Snook, longtime fan, been following you for a very long time. Anyway, besides that, so I seen his face, I was like, there's no way. That's so crazy. But now my fangirling is done. I would say when it comes to, I'm a monogamous person, up and down, through and through. But I will say that I am also the person of, if you're not giving me what I need, Roger over there can definitely fit that suit too, but I think that's in the standpoint of you're not accommodating the needs that I'm requiring of you. And because you're not doing that, I'm going to look for it in another person. And that to me is not poly. That is you're not giving what I need, so I need to go to another person. Where I feel that polyamory to me is you having the welcomeness and the openness to have a multidimensional depending on how you have that partnership, you're able to have that with a multitude of different people. I'm not able to, I got too much emotional stress for myself. Okay. So I don't need it for me plus 3. Okay. Just one other person is perfectly fine with me. But I do love the fact, and even in an open relationship, is that you have this freedom to have these conversations with your partner, but there's no judgment, there's no ridiculing, and there's no harshness or terms of agreements, kind of sort of to say that, like, you're able to speak to them freely and say, hey, I'm not happy about this, or I'm not happy about that, or my eyes are being diverted somewhere else, or I met this person here and I just have a conversation, just like Snook said, it's not sexual. It's just, I just had a conversation with this person, and me and this person just have an intellectual connect that I never thought I could have with a person before. I kind of want to just venture into that more and just have that. It probably not even going to turn physical. So I respect in the aspect of open relationships and poly relationships where you're able to have that open dynamic without there being any judgment. Because I think in monogamous relationships, as soon as you say, so I was thinking, oh, hold on now, what you thinking about? Who you thinking about? Where you going with it? Like it turns into a whole entire argument that probably didn't have to happen because you weren't being open to listen to your partner. And one thing that I know, I love Shambooty, I follow her on YouTube all the time. She said that, like, for an open relationship, it takes away that, or even a poly relationship, it takes away that I belong, like, ownership, like you are mine and that's it. And that's done. It allows your partner to be able to express themselves however they see fit, as long as there's that clear communication between the two, so that there's no distasteful, nastiness going on behind their back, because you can still cheat. And a lot of people have that theory of like, oh, if you're in an open relationship or in a poly relationship, then you could cheat or whatever. There's no such thing as cheating. There is. If you're not talking to that person, there's cheating, definitely. But that was just my thing. I know that you were saying, like, for monogamous people, like, if you're essentially about to share a person because they're sleeping with each and every single person, why not open your mind up to it? It's like, I personally don't want to do that. But if I was to have a conversation with your stereotypical cis man who have these macho man thoughts, it's, I'm a prowler, I'm supposed to go prowl and hunt. You can't do that either. You can't talk to other people. You can't have that dynamic with other men. Whereas I can do that because I'm the man. So when you have men who have that thought process, it kind of ruins a potential woman who could be into polyamory, and she just doesn't understand it or doesn't get it, because the man's always been, no, you stay put. You don't go hopping on other people. Only I can do that. So, but that's all I wanted to say.
All right, guys. So we're going to bring it back. I think Queen had something that she wanted to add to the conversation.
Just really quick. Because what Hayes is talking about, when there are men that particularly seek out these types of women, that's what we call harem hunters, right? That's what we call them. There's also a term called unicorn, but we can get to that later. But I wanted her to know that is the term harem hunters. They look out for women that are bisexual and things of that nature. Those are the ones that you want to look out for. They are literally predators in our community. So
I find it interesting that you say that, because a young lady that I'm friends with on Facebook a few months back, actually, she's always posted very religious things. And then probably about 4 or 5 months ago, she started posting how a poly lifestyle, more specifically, there being one man and multiple wives, was the way of the Bible, and we needed to get back to it. We're not trying to go into a religious situation.
No,
but it was a video that she posted that kind of caught my eye, and it was the way the gentleman was talking, or it was either an image or a video or something, but it was the way the gentleman was talking was almost as if the woman was his property and she had absolutely no say so in the situation. And he shouldn't have to talk to her about anything. He shouldn't have to communicate with her about anything. And whatever he said goes. And that for me, just whoo, fuck you and the horse you rode in on was literally like kind of my reaction to it. Because I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me. So you mean to tell me you want someone to just be here, basically be a slave to you and do whatever you want them to do and do as you say, but they have no say so in what's going on in their life, how you bring people into their life and what, any other decisions, which at that point I was still like, that doesn't sound like what I've had the understanding of what, polyamory to be. So that's
no, that's a whole other move right there.
No.
And I will tell you,
Thank you. I let him take that.
certain things that I pick on are alpha men claiming to be alpha men. Let me explain something to y'all, and I'm pretty sure y'all know this. If a guy got to explain to you that he's an alpha male, he's probably not an alpha male. If you can see it, smell it, breathe it, then it probably is not him. See, those guys, they just want to bark orders. But if okay, cool, I'll let you be in that position. Now, how you gonna take care of all of us? Where you gonna house us all at? Are you able to feed all of us? Are you able to upkeep all of us? If you can't do all of these things, then how do you want to run stuff and tell somebody what to do? And that's the problem with a lot of guys, young guys that come in this in this lane, is that they feel like it's just more barking orders and do this and do that and it's my way or no way, or you want to make sure people are compatible. The last thing you want to do is put 1, 2, 3, 12, whatever people, I'm saying, in a space, and they aren't compatible. They don't get along. They don't have no kind of likeness to each other. You really don't want to do that because you're setting yourself up for failure. But no, those guys, that's some other stuff. That isn't poly. That is I can't even think of the name of it because I just watched this video of all places on TikTok the other day about this guy that just created his whole little village, and it was just like a do what I say, do how I want to do it. I got access to all these women, and y'all gotta just do what I want and sleep with me. And it was just it's a mess. But that's not poly. That's a mess.
That actually goes against everything that we stand for in poly, because in order to be poly, first off, we got to communicate. So for you to say, do as I say, not as I do, you're already wrong. And I believe that, who is that talking? I'm sorry, I don't remember his name. Can attest to this. Thank you. Can attest to this, that when it comes to being poly, you have to communicate with your partners, however many you have, even to the partners that you may not be having intercourse with. Communication is key. Making sure your partners are comfortable is key. So for you to sit here and act as if that person has no feelings, has no emotions, has no say so, then I don't know who the fuck you think you are.
It's not gonna work.
It's not.
It's not gonna work.
And it actually pisses me off is because there are a lot of boys that come into here and they just want to fuck on some shit. Well, if you want to fuck, you could just go fuck. But why do you have to damage the people that you're dealing with? Let's be clear about that. Like, there is no reason for you to act the way that you're acting. Just to be honest. But then again, they don't know how to fucking communicate. So how can they be honest in communication when they don't know how to communicate in the first place?
Right.
Yeah.
And so
that's my favorite two words.
And we already don't have enough representation as it is being Black and poly. And then we have motherfuckers that's like that wants to be abusers and want to sit here and just put on all this trauma to the people that they're dealing with. And that's what people get to see, which is why I'm so adamant about showing my healthy relationships with the women and the men that I deal with. Like, I don't just have girlfriends, I have boyfriends too. So I think that's what really makes me upset, because it's like, God damn it. Shit, just go be a hoe. You ain't gotta use the word.
But that's social media though. Social media does that. They put out all of this the good. Oh, look, it's a guy with two women. It's a woman with two guys. It's whatever. You know, when that's what they show as poly, but they don't never. I say my favorite two words. It goes for every single thing. It doesn't matter from work to your personal life. Communication and compromise. If you don't have those two things together, it's just not going to work. And it doesn't matter. You stick it to whatever you want to stick it to. Like I said, from work to your personal, relationships. It is you got to have it together.
Yeah, Irene, what you were speaking about beforehand reminded me of, I don't know if you guys ever watched those shows when it was basically like those church clans and stuff like that, where it was just, you had the one pastor and then you had his sons, and his sons got with the cousins, and the cousins got with the brothers and sisters-in-laws, and the cousins the other brothers and sisters-in-laws, and the women had no say. All their job was just to birth, just a complete bowl of incest, and
but that's polygamous.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely know there's like totally different, but I'm saying in terms of like what it sounded like what Irene was speaking of was in that term of when I watched it, was those women have no say. Like they can't speak back. They have nothing to have in life. It's supposed to, this is the ordained that God has brought down to us. You're supposed to listen to it, and then that's it. Like that, and that's all. And I think that's the issue with a lot of people, is that, like Snook was saying, social media, you're seeing this and you're getting it confused with two whole different things. Like, you don't realize that those are two whole different lifestyles, but because you see there's one root with a bunch of branches on it, you're like, oh, this is the same thing, and it's not the same thing. And that's where a lot of people have that ignorant mind state at. So that's when they're like, oh, I could never be like, a person who's into who's a person who's into poly, because I'm not going to get treated like that. I'm not going to, or you have even I've seen the video on TikTok where it was just like, a woman was like, oh, when you get all shout out nice and ready for hubby, you go to the bedroom and it's empty. And then you go to the second wife's room, and you find him cut up with her. And it's just like, what is this? And now that's their life. That's their dynamic. That's funny, but that's a joke to them and to anybody who understands it. But to people who are on the outside and who are ignorant and blindsided and don't want to learn more, they're like, I could never. I'm gonna go lay down with my husband and he's in bed with some other. It's just it's one of those things where people don't have that open-mindedness to figure out what it does for them, or to have safe spaces like this to have these conversations, to find out people who like Queen and like Snook, who are in this lifestyle, have been in this lifestyle for a very, very long time, and have had failures, accomplishments, and everything that comes with, just like people who are in monogamous relationships. You're going to have your ups and you're going to have your downs. It's just, you already know the up and downs with monogamy is either you stay together and you live happy and you love each other, or somebody cheats and you break up, or somebody cheats and you stay together. That's it. You're not looking at the outside branches and outside world of what being a person who's into poly could possibly be, and you close yourself off from possibly having a great and fundamental life, getting into something. I really could, but my mental, I can't keep up with stories to save my life, and that's the problem with me. I can't do it. So it's just one really good reason. It doesn't make sense, but I'll keep to that.
So I will say this. One thing I'm very happy to hear is Snook. I'm so happy to hear you say it, because I say it all the time. I feel like if a man has to beat his chest to say he's a man, then sir, I feel like
he got a big D to say he got a big D.
You know what I'm saying? If you just trying to have a measuring contest, just say that, because that's what it seems like it is a lot of times. But I get a whole lot of bite for that. But I'm like,
and mine will still be bigger than yours.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go clear clit to dick, I mean, I hope.
I love my friend.
I hope we ain't the same, huh? But I mean, if you want to compare, you want to do some comparison.
So before we go on, I just wanted to check, Nate, Tori, do y'all have any questions in particular right now? Y'all just enjoying the conversation?
Yeah, I mean, granted, it's not my cup of tea, because granted, I don't have my attention span is like this. I can't. I know me. I'll forget about somebody, like, oh, my bad. Like I go into hibernation too much for one person to handle, let alone multiple people. So I just know me. I got patience. But I'm intrigued to learn about it, because Ignorance
So-
is a bliss to me in that regard. But
Yes.
Every time.
So right now though, do you date multiple people or are you dating just one person?
I usually tend to only date one person because I really don't like people that much. So if I like you, then usually my attention is only on you because it don't take much. Like one bad conversation, I'm out. You're out of sight, out of mind. It's
Listen,
terrible. It's
Can I say
awful.
something? Because every time y'all say Snook name, it made me think of Save the Last Dance, and I be trying to.
Listen,
Oh,
I had the
brother.
name before Say Last Dance came out. I just
I've
want to throw
been
that out
sitting
there.
here just like, what?
I
Why
know.
do I want to giggle so bad?
I know.
But I
I
didn't
know.
want it to come off like wrong
No.
because this is the first time him and I are encountering one another. But I just wanted to say that every time y'all say his name, I have a T moment.
Yeah.
of
No, I
yes,
get that a lot. It's fine. I've had a name before Say Last Dance came out. Good movie though. I've watched it a couple times. But yeah, it's literally the
just
name I
want to
go
be
by. Some people
disrespectful.
know Snook and they don't even know my real name. And like it's just how it is. My social media friends, none of them call me Benjamin. So everybody call me Snook. My motorcycle club name is Snook. And the lifestyle, people know me as Snook. So it's one of those things. But no, you can laugh. It's fine.
Yeah, I stalked you as Snook for like a little bit, but that's okay. We've all been there. We've all been there for a little bit. But no, I came across his. It was your TikTok page, like right at the beginning of the pandemic. I was like, oh, well, this is interesting. Let me follow you on Instagram so I could keep up. But I like the fact that there are people like him that exist. There are people like Queen that exist that aren't ashamed to put that information out there. Be like, this is what I do. This is my lifestyle. If you mad at it, get mad at your mama, not me. Okay, it is what it is. I'm living my best and greatest wholesome life over here.
Well, I will tell you that I have a friend named Thomas Crown, and me and Thomas Crown have this really cool conversation all the time. When we get into a room and there's new people in the room, we call it the lighthouse effect, right? So people always ask me, how do I find women, other guys, other couples, other whatever, right? How do I find people that are like me? And I say, well, it's like a lighthouse, right? If a ship is looking for land, he's looking for the lighthouse. He's putting it out there. It's like the bat. If I put it out there, somebody's gonna see it. Somebody's gonna spark a conversation, and we're gonna figure out, is it for you? Is it not for you? Are you just interested? Do you just have questions? I answer your questions honestly. Now you might not like my answers, but I answer them honestly. And it's just a lighthouse effect. I like putting out who I am, so that way, if you do ever decide to jump in my inbox, you know exactly who you're dealing with. You know exactly how I get down. You know exactly how I live and how I love. So there's no confusion of like, well, oh my God, I didn't know he had a girl. No, I got a girl because I post her and she be on there. So, I'm assuming if you in my inbox, you like me and her. Because if you don't like me and her, I suggest you slide about the inbox because I come with a +1. A couple months ago, I came with a +2. So, it just, hey, I put it out there so people know, so people aren't confused, and they can never say Snook lied to them. So,
Vex. So,
Good.
But you for real smoking a black though? Like just a black?
Yes.
Yeah,
yeah.
I haven't smoked a black since college. Sheesh.
listen,
Yeah,
my
I
old
gotta
lady
be going
smokes
through
like
some
every
shit
now
to
and
get a
again.
black. I ain't even gonna
Oh
hold
yeah,
I can't handle
I've
that
had to
shit
be
no more. And I used to smoke
stressed.
that shit
I have
all
to
the
be
time.
stressed.
Okay,
in the black.
first off, shut the hell up. All right.
I was saying, I ain't
stressed
touched a
out,
black
just
in a
say that. It's
minute.
fine.
You said it. I said a black.
I be on
had
it, man. If you see me with a black, I'm telling you.
Yo,
Life
I'm
got
going
real.
It is
Call
real.
someone.
I
Call
don't
someone because I'm
appreciate
going
it.
through it.
I don't appreciate it.
It's love. It's all love.
Listen.
Hey,
I had to be
babe.
going through something in college to be touching the black. I had flashbacks when you said that. Oh man, all I thought in my head was
Jeez.
midterms and finals.
Right.
I got
Like, for
stressed. I
real.
got triggered all over
I
again.
can't smoke weed. Listen, it be a whole out of body experience, and I don't like that shit. I need to control my body.
Listen,
Okay?
blacks do it to you. Blacks will put you up there in the air
No,
by a
they
whole
don't.
accident.
I used to
By
smoke
a
a
whole
black after
accident.
I was smoking blunt.
Yeah. That's how I
friends
used
like
to
that.
really do it.
I
got
have
friends
never
like
been
that.
a blunt smoker. I have never been a blunt smoker.
No, that's how you get
See,
to
my
the
girl
high for
just
the
said that
free.
she said she smokes a black and mild sometimes to calm her high. So
It levels.
listen, yeah, it's fine.
Nah,
Queen,
man.
if
I used
you,
to
if you
get, I
stress
used to
queen,
get
just say
smoked
that.
up for the
It's fine.
free. If you a nice
Right.
person, you got a nice smile. They're like, "Yo, kids, you want to hit the? Thank you. Look at that. You know what I'm saying? I'll get him my
Listen, I
little
don't
cup
know
of
nothing
puffs,
about
and then
that.
I'll get a black, and I'll be chilling.
I don't know
Zooty.
nothing about y'all smoke life. Unfortunately, it doesn't agree with my body, and nor does it agree with my career. So,
I mean, are you drinking?
I am.
As am I. Here we go. That's where we are. That's you and me.
1738. All right.
Boom, bam.
I got straight vodka.
Fetty. Yeah.
Now, if I were drinking that, I'd be on this camera a whole different way. No, I'm not drinking that. I'm just gonna stick to my peach crown and call it a day.
I drink
I
Okay.
that
got
too.
vodka straight. It's Tuesday.
I like that too.
She
I
said
do have a
every
vodka
other
question
straight.
day.
It is
for you both.
Tuesday.
And
All right,
every other day.
Any day that ends with Y, huh? Okay. Yeah. Queen stressed out, y'all. Just blink twice, Queen, if you need help.
Right.
Blink twice.
Please get me
We
twice. I'm
did 2
glad.
weddings this weekend, damn it. Shit, I'm tired.
That's why she's smoking that blunt.
Oh, gotcha. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Y'all kill me, Jesus.
The boy.
It's the black.
All right. All right, y'all. Welcome back. Okay, so I do have a question. So considering that you both are in the poly lifestyle, how do you all manage allocating your time amongst your different partners?
Google Calendar.
She said
What?
Google Calendar.
Google
Mhm.
Calendar.
She got these people on the calendar schedule.
That's what she said. She said they got a group text in a Google Calendar.
You
Well,
schedule
y'all
that?
asked.
I mean, no.
It's the organization for me.
Right.
Yeah,
That part.
listen. Okay,
Girl, I don't even
I forget to
schedule my
text
life
one
that
person
well.
back. I don't know how
That's
you.
what I'm saying.
I listen. A text. I be on my phone. Don't let me be on TikTok. You text me.
I'll answer it in my head. Like I'll
I'm
answer
like,
it out
I
loud.
answered it. I
Text the
wrote
group
I am
back.
chat.
the
That's
queen
I
of the
wrote
I
back.
thought I messaged you back.
I thought
why
I
you
messaged.
text the group chat. Listen. Okay, so when I did have two, one lived in Virginia, the other one lived in Birmingham. So that's two completely opposite ways and directions. I had something that I shared with one, I had something that I shared with the other. And what we did was you just gotta find things, like if you're trying to bring everybody together, you find things that everybody's gonna enjoy. So I go on a couple of out of town trips. So what I do is I just plan the trip. Like, listen, we're all gonna be here at one time. We got a hotel room. We're gonna eat. We're gonna have a good time. And that's how you do it. I mean, you just have to learn to manage the time between two people, because if you don't, somebody's going to feel left out. And what you don't want is somebody feeling left out, because that's when jealousy starts to build. That's when, or maybe they like them more than me. I mean, it's a fine line. It is not easy. It's a fine line. And even when you think you're doing your best at it, somebody's still going to feel left out. So you just kind of you make it work. I just made it work. I try to do things together to make everybody feel special. I take one on a date. I take the other on a date when they have their own separate time when I'm with them. And you just make it work. It ain't easy. It's not. That's why I don't know how people cheat. Because, bro, you gotta. You said you can't remember all these stories. I can't remember all the lies people tell. So I can't. If I'm telling you one thing and telling somebody else something different, I gotta remember these lies. I gotta keep up with it. That's too much work.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't do that. I be doing it with my friends. I'm like, yeah, remember when I was telling you, blah, blah. Can't, you didn't tell me that. You didn't tell me that was somebody else.
See?
For real? Like, that's me though. Like, I be thinking I be telling one person something, and it be another person. So I'm like, imagine if I was out here creeping. Woo, child, be the worst cheater in the whole entire world.
You be caught up.
For me, I communicate with everybody before 6 a.m. in the morning. Because I wake up around.
Whoop, nope. Press pause. Time out.
You wake up before the sun does?
Before 6 a.m.
I'm usually up around 4:26, 4:30. My body, I don't even have to set the alarm anymore.
Why? Who did that to you?
Because I
I'm
meditate. I meditate at 5 a.m. every morning.
You choose to do this.
Yes.
Okay.
The first time I haven't meditated in years was Sunday. That's because I was so exhausted from the weddings. So at 5 a.m. I meditate. If I was on I've been on lives on TikTok in the middle of the night because I couldn't sleep. 4:59. I'll talk to y'all later because now I have to get into this space of meditation. So before 6 a.m., they can guarantee that they'll have a text message from me, right? And that's everybody. I will text them.
How
How
many?
people?
I'm
Hey,
sorry to cut you
I'm
off. I'm so
curious.
sorry. How
So you
many
said
is
a good
everybody?
morning, handsome and beautiful, or just a good morning.
Everybody has their own nicknames.
Uh-huh.
I remember them all. They are relevant to who their experiences are and who they are to me. So actually nobody has good morning, beautiful, or handsome. They all have their own nicknames. I go literally down the line. You know how you can pin text messages on
Yes.
iPhones
Mhm.
now?
Mhm.
Yeah, they're all pinned. I go bop, 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 bop. Yeah. By 6
So,
a.m., they know they're going to hear from me.
so
So
how many
can I start
people
a
are we
pot real
talking?
quick?
We're talking about like 9 people.
Let's Snook stir this pot, please, real quick. I need to hear what he wanted to say.
What'd you say, Snoop? What did he say?
You count too, Snook, because I'm so counting. Baby, I don't even know if I talk to 9 people on a daily basis.
I don't. My phone stay on 3,
Oh,
rotated
no.
heavily.
I talk to several people a day. Not to mention the people that I have to tell them that my inbox is crazy, especially on Instagram. But I have to tell them like, listen, no, because there are a lot of people that say, hey, I want to experience you, especially when I post videos of my girlfriends or of my boyfriends. They're like, I would love to. No, you don't. You want to fuck.
So are these people
fuck
that you are actively dating though? Like these are like actively dating folks?
Yes.
Or like just people that you're
No. I'm actively dating these people.
okay. So I just want to start the pot for 2 seconds because I'm a shit starter.
Stir away, my dude.
What are two of your favorites? Give me one guy, one girl. Give me 2 favorites.
You said 2 of my what?
You got a favorite. Everybody got a favorite. I would assume she had this question before. She spit them names out quick.
Off the bat. Yeah. Okay. I also have like people that are a lot of them, there's like 3 of them that are very low maintenance. So as long as they hear a good morning and good night text from me, they're fine. Right? I have some that, hey babe, I really miss you. Are you busy? No, I'm not. I'm never busy for you unless I'm with a client. Do you need me? Yes, I do. All right, pick the phone up. You know you can call.
So does everyone, because you're in Atlanta, right?
Mm-hmm. So no, everybody doesn't live here.
Okay.
I'm actually going to Florida to see somebody, to Chicago because I have to see one. I'm going to Jersey because I have to see one. I'm going to Baltimore because I have to see one. One of my boyfriends lives here. One of my girlfriends live here. Everybody else is spread out.
So those must be the favorites, the one that lives there?
No, they're not.
Oh, dang. Okay. All right. Now you said Atlanta. Atlanta
and
ain't
the reason that these people are
45 minutes that way.
Yeah. The reason that these people are my favorites is because they speak to a different type of emotional need that I have always wanted. Not to say that the other ones don't try, but it's very hard for them to, appease that need in me. The ones that I'm talking about do it effortlessly. That's why they're my favorites. But when it comes to communication, everybody communicates. Matter of fact, everybody communicated with me before I got here. They know what I'm doing. They know when I get off this call, I will text them. If somebody needed me right now, they could call. I'm going to answer this phone. Hello. Is it an emergency? Did somebody need to go to the hospital? Is my child okay? You all right? Or did you just want to sit here? Because they can sit here on this phone with me while I'm doing this. If they just wanted to be in my presence and hear my voice, I'm totally fine with that. We can start a whole fucking FaceTime. Run it up. You got their number, call them. You know it. Call them. We'll sit right here. We can chill. So.
And you said they have other people too, or they are able to have other. They have other people too. Mm-hmm. So you got like a 20+ company happening.
I have a web. I have what you call a web.
You have a startup.
Yeah.
You just said a startup.
In the poly community, you would call it a web. So like I'm in the middle with my anchor, and then everybody spreads out, but everybody doesn't connect. What Snoop was talking about earlier, that everybody doesn't have sex with everybody. Some of my significant others, I don't have sex with their significant others. I know who they are. We have conversations, but I'm like, hey, what's up? You straight? Cool. She with you? All right, bet. She made it to you safely? I'll talk to her later.
And I mean, and that's a communication thing. That's like if I'm out and I see somebody else that I'm dealing with out, but they're with somebody else, I already know that they're going to be out somewhere. So I know not to go the extra mile and be over the top. I just, hey, how you doing? Just saying hello, going about my business. That's really interesting though. I just know me. I know Snook. Snook can't balance that many people. It's a lot. I'm a Cancer male, and I believe I'm slightly empath. Like I feel too much, and I deal with too much emotion. So that's a lot of people to be attached to, and so I try to limit who I'm attached to, because I've been drove myself crazy. I've been worried about everybody else except me, and I've been drove myself crazy.
I think you just did something for Chase, telling her that you're a counselor, because she just
She
had a moment.
clutched her pearls.
She clutched her pearls. She was like,
She herself
"It's a cancer." Yeah.
I love
Oh,
to
now we
see
can't
it.
see. No, see, we can't listen. If you ever wanted to see a beautiful train wreck, cancers.
You know, I
It's
always
like,
wanted to know what it was like to be
Don't
with a
listen.
Cancer
It is a
man.
beautiful
do it.
train wreck. My
Look,
best friend and her
see my finger?
boyfriend were cancers
Don't do it. Don't
together.
don't do it.
Not the finger, Lord.
Don't do
I
it.
gotta address Snook here real quick, because he was like, he's an empath. I'm an Aquarius empath. So I don't know if I'm processing things differently than you. Now I will say this. There are times where I get woken up in the middle of the night.
Mhm.
I don't know who is up, but I know something is going on with someone, right? Then when I send out those text messages in the morning, babe, I haven't really slept. Okay, well, listen, why you didn't just call me?
Yeah,
We could have
why you didn't
just
call?
had this conversation and we could have been done with it. But instead, you decided to keep me up for 4 hours. I had to fuss everybody out. Hey, real quick, just pick the phone up. If you don't feel like calling me, call one of them, because like everybody has interchanged numbers with who they want to talk to, right? If you don't want to call me, I need you to call somebody so you can talk about this, so you can take your ass to sleep, so I can take my
So
ass.
I can go to sleep.
Because I can't go to sleep because you sitting here thinking about calling me, and instead of doing it, you have I didn't want to wake you up. I'm up now. I'm already up. I can promise you, if you're thinking about me enough, I'm up. So just pick the phone up, dude. Like,
Understood.
Snook, when's your birthday? Just if you don't mind sharing for the classroom. If you
No,
don't
I
want
don't
to,
mind.
that's perfectly.
June 26th.
You said what?
June 26th.
Oh, okay. That's
So I'm
June Cancer. I see.
I'm slightly I'm near the cusp, but I'm not on the cusp.
I don't
you
know.
tiptoe to the cusp.
To be honest, I've
just seem
never
like
met a
such
June
a-
Cancer. I didn't even know them people exist. I mean, they have to.
No,
But I ain't never seen one.
we're
Everybody's always
quite
July.
amazing. We're quite amazing. We do exist.
Not all y'all. Not all y'all. Not
I
all.
know,
said
but
what
I'm
I
just
said.
saying it's rare.
No. And this, look, and I'm not even gonna fault the whole damn sign or the June, all the June cancers for the asshole that I had in my life previously. So I'm not gonna fault everybody, because that asshole was just the breeding of their parents, of him parents. That's where that asshole came from.
Emotional damage.
I'm trying to tell you. But so we're not gonna fault everybody. I'm not faulting you, because I have followed you for a while.
But that's why I have to have good communication. Look, I can't, if something is wrong, I'm gonna keep asking what's wrong until you either tell me
it.
or I'm just gonna be like, oh, fine, I'm gonna go over here and sit in the corner until you decide to tell me.
Exactly.
It's one of those things. So, if I just feel like there's something wrong. Yeah,
I'm in the middle of July 13th. So I'm like not smack, but I'm in the middles of the July.
Yeah.
My whole thing when it comes to relationships in general, of any type, workship, kinship, sexship, relationship, whatever, I need consistency, reassurance, and pure communication. I will tell a person, I don't care if it will make me cry until my eyes swell up, which has happened before. I need to know what you feel.
Yeah.
I need to know, because being in the dark of someone else's feelings is the worst feeling to ever have, because I can tell. I would rather you tell me, hey, yo, I just don't want you no more because you ugly. All right, I'm ugly as hell. I will cry about it and I will get over it. But for me to feel you pull from me, and I keep asking you and you keep denying it and saying, nah, we good, no, we're okay.
But
I can feel it.
That's
Like,
what sends us into our shell, though.
yes.
I call it, going into my shell. Like that's what sends me in there.
Mhm.
And I'll come out when I feel like coming out. It might be a day, it might be a month. I don't know. When I don't feel like being bothered, I don't feel like being bothered. But that's when I'm in my shell.
Yeah.
But that's where communication comes.
And that's the thing with well, for me, I will say, I don't want to make it like a whole zodiac,
No,
like
it's a
astrology
cancer
thing.
thing.
But also it's a Cancer thing, is that I'm one of those, I'm more of a lenient Cancer. So some majority of Cancers, like if I'm done with you, I'm done. There's no turning back. I'm a lenient Cancer, right? So I'm one of those, if I've fallen for you, it's hard for me to let go of it because I know who you are and the potential that you could be. And the fact that you're not meeting up to that hurts me. So I want to try my best to get you there because I know what you can be. So I damage myself in the long run. But when I do get to that point, when I am over it, it's a cold day in winter. It's very harsh. It's very harsh. And I'm not even saying like it, like I'm giving you attitude or nothing. I mean, I just had an experience with somebody who I finally, after like 2 years, I was just like, I can't no more. Like, you are taking the color out of me. And right then and there, we all got on the phone. They're like, Cassie, are we good? And I'm like, I'm just not happy no more. I'm just not happy no more. And like, because you don't smile at me no more. You don't look at me the same way. You don't talk to me the same way. It's gone. There's nothing
But the
here for
problem
me to give.
is,
Yeah.
the problem is, as a Cancer, I'm still wondering if you're okay because
yes. Oh my God. It's so annoying. Like, why do I care about your stupid ass? Like, it really is annoying because
I'm done, but
yes, I still care about you.
I get that. My Gemini ass, when I'm done, bitch. I don't give a fuck if you still walk this planet or not.
Listen, I have had somebody ghost me. Stop speaking to me, block everything. My head. Dang, I hope they didn't die in like a car accident. Like, that'd be so sad.
And I'm
still caring.
I'm the opposite.
I gotta still care. If I still care,
yes. See, that's the difference.
But baby, when I'm done,
that's different. Once I'm done, I hope you stub your toe on the side of the dress every fucking day of your life.
But see, for me,
she did that the other day.
Once I'm done, and I mean, because I have extended relationships well past their expiration date at my own damn detriment. Okay. I'm the way I am. And so once I get to the point when I look at your ass and I'm like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. Like, once I get to that point and I'm just staring at you with no emotions, I could care less. A bus could hit you right now, and I
have to emotionally detach, like all the way. I have to like fully emotionally detach.
Yeah, once we're there, don't take me long. It takes me long to emotionally attach.
It takes me a while, and that's the thing that, because people like Aquarius have no emotions.
One of my best friends.
You gotta get us there first. Because once we get there, trust me, we've been showing you signs. Like, this is happening. Hey,
my talk.
Hey, real quick, I'm trying to tell you, because once we get there, it is a complete cutoff, and I don't give a shit. I don't give a hot diggity damn at all. If you walk outside,
but you know what the problem is, though?
And fell down the steps,
I would laugh.
And died.
I would laugh. The problem is, though, right? Is to take this and tie this to this poly talk. It's hard because, like, when you start introducing your partners to each other and y'all all build a relationship and y'all all have feelings for each other and y'all care about each other, you know what I'm saying? When you know for a fact you have to cut somebody loose, like I have to cut somebody, I have to let you go, but they're still hovering sometimes around the other partner or partners. It's like, it's not good. I gotta everybody gotta let them go. And it's hard because you can't tell people who they can and can't be
Yes,
friends
you
with.
can. Damn it, shit.
No, you
Okay,
can't.
Okay. Hold on. Okay, so we're gonna pause real quick. We're gonna pause real quick. We're gonna take a quick break. Hold on, Queen.
I be like,
Queen, hold on, Queen. We're gonna take a
because
break.
listen,
Get it
here's the thing.
Get it out. Let it out. Let it out.
I understand that we all are connecting differently, but it's
Yes.
like, hold the fuck on, motherfucker. I started this barbecue shit. The fuck?
Oh, not the ribs.
No. Listen, there will be no hierarchies in here, man.
I really have had to say that's not fair. Now I have said it, like, I don't want you talking to them, but I like them. I don't give a fuck. But then I was like,
Exactly.
I
do
think
that.
it's
That's
just
not
like-
fair.
I think
That's
that's just
not
like
Exactly.
when you
fair. That's
have
not
some
how
type
we
of
operate. I
friendship or
did
something. Like
I
when
did-
you, yeah.
what I did have to do was realize, like, they have built their own relationship, right?
Yes.
And I had to take a breather because I'm like, I don't like this motherfucker right now. Why you like this motherfucker right now? You know what I'm saying? But then I was like, let it go. I had
Come
to
on,
let it
Elsa.
go. And I had to communicate properly and say, this is why I feel this way. This hurt me. I understand you still want to talk to them. Can we set a boundary? I just don't want to hear about them. Like, I want you to be happy. I want you to spend time with them if that's what you want to do. I just don't fuck with them right now.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
that's a real thing, to let y'all know that's a real thing, right? When you have to set up a boundary like that, to say, do what you please over there, but don't bring that over here. And that happens when you start cutting people off sometimes. You know, it's a, well, I don't want to deal with them. You can deal with them, but I don't want to deal with them. And I kind of went through that. But the kind of poly that I am, I want all my people to interact with each other, because I feel like that's how I can make sure nobody's getting jealous, nobody's getting offended, nobody's getting upset. And then when I can't have everybody talking to each other, then, and I'm fighting not to use the word control, right? I'm fighting not to use that word, but I can't control the situation. I can't control what's going on because I don't know. Because now it's just like a separate conversation over here and a separate conversation over here, and it's hard.
You're not privy to the conversations that are had when you're not in the mix.
Yeah.
And that's
then
okay, because we're all human. Even like I said, even in poly, there is jealousy. So sometimes that happens, and it's okay. Sometimes that's very healthy jealousy. Like, oh, I see y'all over there. But you have to express that. There is very much so toxic jealousy. Now, I haven't experienced that, but I do be like, oh, so babe, while I was asleep, you was on the phone. Yeah, I see. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Picking. But I'm not really like feeling inadequate because I am held down and felt secure in our relationship. And if you can do that, and this is why I have sessions, right? So I don't know how you do it, Snook. But when I have sessions, this person is allowed all my time for however the session needs to last, right? That could be just, I need to vent. Babe, I need to call you. This motherfucker done pissed me off at work. I'm about ready to slap this hoe because she talking about shit about me at the coffee machine. Or I need a sexual release. Or we can start it off with, babe, can I emotionally dump? And then I need a nut. And then I want to go to bed. Like, it can be a combination. So when I have sessions with these people, because also I'm not the only one giving sessions. I receive sessions because I'm dating men as well. So there's times where I had to schedule, hey, this session is going to be at this time. This session is going to be at this time. I will text everybody before I go to bed. I will be up before most of them. Some of them I won't be up. Some of them will wake up with me because their jobs, they have to be there earlier. But most of the time, I'm usually the first to text everybody, right? And that's needed because I want them to understand you deserve my time. I want you to understand that you're important to me. Whatever you have to say, whatever you need from me. even throughout the day, if somebody was to call and need me, I'm there. So that's why I have sessions. That's why I schedule out things the way I schedule it out. Now, there has been a time where someone called in a session, but it was an emergency. That is the only exception. Something had happened with their family and they really need to tell me and I needed to call somebody else. But when I'm in a session, especially a sexual session, everybody knows, no, cut it off. Like I'm edging someone, and it takes a while to edge someone. You gotta so you can't interrupt that flow of when I'm edging. You can't fuck that up. If you fuck that up, now I gotta start all over again.
Pause.
Wait, did you see this man had a flashback?
I
mean, he went into it. He went into the memory. He went into it. But my question actually stems into that for you guys, actually, which is funny.
Edgy?
Not particularly edgy. I edge myself, so
okay.
But the part one was reasons why. Another number, 500 of why Pollywood and me came. I'm very territorial. Child, I'm very territorial. Never jealous, just territorial. Like, you can look, don't touch. Type thing. Yes. Like I enjoy looking. I mean, we can look at both of these baddies on Instagram. Okay, cool. This is cute. But like, if I know, like, oh, I went to the coffee shop with so and so or whatever because whatever. You mean the coffee shop that I like?
Yeah, they went there together to get you coffee and bring it back.
No. That I'm just that person. Like, it's just like I don't like if a person that I'm interested, I'm talking to or whatever. Or like I'm dating, granted, like let's just say obviously everybody has friends before you start dating somebody. If they have like a special moment with this person that's already been tied together, cool, whatever, that's fine, that's cool, I don't care. But when it's like something that I don't know, I don't like when it's not I don't like to share, it's just time. What you
I don't like to share.
No, now stop right there, right? So I had this conversation with somebody before.
He's walking into it, isn't she?
And I like mom and pop restaurants. So I like introducing people to mom and pop restaurants, different things, right? There's little things that they've never been to or that places they've never been. And I don't mind when I share that experience with somebody, they share it with somebody else because I want everybody to have that experience. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a part of my poly and just shared experience, with people. I understand you want all your experiences to yourself, but that's somebody else's favorite coffee shop too. Somebody had to introduce that to you.
Yeah, but mine's is a level of it's like it's situational. I'll say that I don't have like a pure example of like what my territory, what I would be heightened or triggered by. Because it could be, it could be something small, and I'm just like, oh, okay. And then it could be something else that's small, but it means something else to me. So then they'll bother me more, But anyway, Trace, that's neither here or there. My other thing, because I believe I want to say this confidently. Well, I know Queen is, but Snook, I believe you are too. Are both in the BDSM lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. I mean, I ain't follow you for nothing, Snook. So here's that. But
the lighthouse effect.
Like, I can't just say it. Like,
yes.
The lighthouse effect.
Yeah, Nay, he has a chair too. Anyways, but the point is,
this episode ain't long enough for that. Don't you
listen? Listen,
yes,
because that was the first time I
call me back for that.
Yeah, no, because that was the first time that I seen a chair in a room, and I was like, interesting. That wasn't on Orange YouTube, you know what I'm saying? But it was like, interesante. That's
interesante.
Whatever, nice little structure, nice little war room you have going on over there. Anyway, being as two people who are into the BDSM lifestyle and obviously are in a poly lifestyle, is there a way, or obviously you guys probably have, had this type of relationship where you have your person, but then you also have your sub or your dom, like you have those two different relationships? Because I thought about it and I'm like, I could deal with a person who probably isn't part of the BDSM lifestyle. You know, I'm a brat. Hey y'all. And doesn't particularly go into depth with it and is a little vanilla. Okay, that's cool. I mean, I could teach you, babe. That's what I'm here
Yes.
for. But then there's something about having a person who knows how to talk to me and knows how to direct me and wanting that also. But I wouldn't be able to do that for me personally because my dom would have to be my person. I wouldn't be able to handle a person and a dom. Like it has to be one. So it's like, so yeah, go ahead. Answer the question.
Short answer, yes. Yes, meaning you can have your poly lifestyle, and then, like I said, with communication, listen, everybody over here, and I don't want to call people vanilla just because they don't participate in BDSM or lifestyle, dom, sub, you know, all this other stuff. But some people just aren't into those things. So you have to find somebody that's quenching that thirst. And it kind of intertwines poly and all of that stuff because yes, I do love you. I'm with you. I care about you. But yes, I do need to take this paddle that I have and bruise some flesh or, you know, sit you in this chair or whatever it is I need to do. And if that's not your thing, then that's fine. But just understand that this comes with me also. I am lucky enough to come across open-minded people. My girl is right in the next room and she can hear me. And if I'm lying, she'll call me a liar. But you know, she wasn't into a lot of things that I'm into, but she has a very open mind. She lets me do certain things just to kind of, you know, that I'm feeling at the moment to get out or introduce her to certain things. And that's a part of, you know, that other lifestyle. I love introducing people to things. I love being that first timer and then taking you over there. And I don't want to leave you. I want to just keep nurturing that. So at times you do need two separate people. When you don't have two separate people and it's one person, the problem is when do you turn it on and off, right? Like if I'm talking to you as a D type and you are an S type, you know, and we get into an argument, just a regular plain vanilla people relationship argument about something, and I tell you shut up, I can tell you right now, you're not gonna hear shut up from a D type. You're going to hear shut up from the guy that you're in a relationship with.
Yes.
And it's going to go sideways. And you can't be like, well, no, I was just talking to you like a D type. You know, I do, you know, don't yell at me. It's okay. Mixing the things gets kind of sketchy. And it is hard. You can do it. I have done it. But it's one of those things, you know what I'm saying, with communication. You have to tell your partner when you want something. You being a brat, sometimes you do bratty things just for the punishment. But I like saying, why don't you just ask for the punishment?
No,
just
That's
ask
not
for the
It's more fun.
Wait, excuse me. That takes away the
More
fun.
fun.
In the world? That takes away the fun. No.
Listen.
I don't feel like I earned it.
As a brat, I understand
Don't look like that,
you want
queen.
to earn the punishment. I that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't earn it. I'm just saying, as a slightly sadistic person, I just want to hear beat my ass. Okay.
But you know, here's the thing about that. I will tell you that when you were talking about in the terms of having that one person, it's hard to have that switch of when are we in play and when are we not. But I will say, because of how I am particularly, there's no off. There's just, are we at a high or are we at a low right now? So if we're having a conversation and there's like a debate and it's getting crazy and I'm like, yo, shut up. And you hit me like, who are you talking to? I'm like, all right, my apologies. I didn't mean to say that, but I'm just saying, like, why, like, why, you know, and then it goes into that, or like, you know,
Yeah.
so I'm able to reset myself. And even if I'm really, really angry, I can still reset myself, because at the end of the day, I still have to respect you as a man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I still have to give you that respect, just like you have to give me that respect. You know, because even if you try to check me, if it's a moment where I'm just like, I'm like, yo, I get you, but let's relax real quick. Let me hear me out. So it's just certain things like where I can understand in that aspect that there could be difficulties having both in one, because of, you don't know, but how I am as a person, I'm able to handle that as that. But when it comes to the punishments that you were speaking about here, sir, I don't want to be like, I think I need a spanking. Like, it's looking like spanking time. Like, I don't, like, I'm not trying to turn into them like the mighty Power Rangers of, like, you know, spankings. I'm not trying to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just wanting, I want you to see what's going on. I want you, like, I'll give you hints. Like, have I been a good girl today, or have I been a bad girl? I want to give you that, so that way you follow that lead. Because if I give that to you and I see you not playing into it, I'm like, oh,
No,
you ain't in playtime.
Keywords are key.
Yes. And I'm just like, I see that you're not in playtime. Cool. I don't want to force you into playtime. That's something that can make it worse. Like, it just doesn't make it fun. I think you're having fun, and then I look at you and you're like, I guess I'm just doing this for you. No, do it for you too. Because if you're just doing it for me, it's not fun no more. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I want us to both enjoy our time together. So if you're not in play mode, just say that.
I'm always gonna enjoy.
I don't know if anybody can see my face over here.
We can see
I'm
your
looking
face.
at you.
We can see your face.
You're
We can
turning
see your
on
face.
your seat like butter.
Right.
But
That's all I'm
saying.
guys.
Yeah.
So this is what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna let Queen speak her mind, because baby, she about to bust over here. I've been watching her twitching, but I'm gonna let Queen say what she gonna say, and then I think we're probably gonna have to make this an episode 2. So go ahead, Queen. Listen.
Okay, listen, I'm a switch. So I understand exactly what Snook is talking about. I am dominated by the men that I deal with. I dominate the women that I deal with. So that means I sub to the men, I dominate the women, right? Mm-hmm. I have a couple of my partners that are both my significant other and my dom, right? Mm-hmm. It's something about the way their body positions, the way that their eyes
on his lap. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm blocking him. Go ahead.
There's one guy. His irises start to expand like he's on cocaine, and I'm like, oh, he wants to fucking play. You want to play? We can play. Mm-hmm. Now with me, when I am dominating over the women that I deal with, my voice changes. Mm-hmm. And Nay Nay has heard this voice, right? It becomes instinct to me to talk to the women that I am dominating over in a certain way. It lowers in certain octaves to let you know, okay, this is where we are, right? But my voice gets a little bit high when I'm dealing with my doms. It's like, you know.
Like, okay.
I'm mad there was no words there, but I heard you. Like, right.
I heard you know. Yeah. Look,
listen, and I also have doms that is just all they are, just doms. Like, I had one come over here Thursday. I was like, listen, I need something from you. What you doing? Nothing. Okay, that's a bet. Come over. Let's get this done. Right. So it just depends upon the person and how that works for them. And I understand exactly what Snook and Hayes are talking about when it's, are we on or are we off? But I think because mine give me such visual
cues.
Visual cues of when they are in that mode, that it's like, okay, this is where we are. Because listen, if I hear shut the fuck up, I'm gonna be like, should I? Because
you want me to?
But
should I? In here.
Because
I'm sorry. Make me.
What's gonna happen if I don't? Yeah. Because am I about to get paddled? We pulling out floggers.
What we doing?
Am I gonna get restrained? Because see now, my mind goes to places like, oh, daddy want to have fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I get what Snook was saying in the ask of like ask for it, because that's a particular person I've asked, like, can you be like a little meaner? Because they're more sort of like, they're like a switch, kind of sort of. They don't label themselves as, but they can go both. I'm like, can you just be a little meaner to me? Like, you know, like I like it also, but can you just be a little meaner? Like a little, like
All right, guys. Hold up.
There are
I-
some
wait,
times
please.
where I'm just
Hold on,
standing in
please.
the kitchen and I'm just like, I just want to be choked. Can you choke me?
a wall
God.
is everything.
Just push me against a wall. I
Please.
want to be choked fully, smack my ass, things
I
like
want to
that.
be
But there are sometimes
respectfully
I want to play.
disrespected.
I want to play sometimes.
That part. Respectfully disrespectful.
Whisper in my
So-
ear.
Yes,
Right.
respectfully disrespectful. Sometimes I just
Exactly.
want to play.
All right, so we're gonna have to stop the conversation here. I know,
Okay.
look. But Queen, Snook, I really hope I can get you guys scheduled to come back onto the show, because really
girl.
some good ass conversation, and we gotta keep going with this shit. God
Not
damn.
Snook brought out the toys though.
Right. I
know,
looked and he
right?
had
Right.
battles and
Like,
shit. Like,
I
wait
mean,
a
for
minute.
those of you in radio land, y'all can't see what's going on, but
He brought
Yeah.
out accessories.
accessories. So what
Listen,
we're gonna do?
I come
all
with
right.
accessories.
Not wall decorations, okay?
All right, y'all. So
What-
I'll
There's
be a wall
nothing.
decoration.
not the wall decorations.
Fuck a wall
Ooh.
decoration. I want to be there.
It's
front
the
and center
wall.
just
Hit me
watching.
up.
I ain't got to be a wall decoration.
Y'all,
Let
I
me be
gotta
a
end the show.
wall.
People, I gotta end the show. I gotta
Okay.
end the show.
It's the decor for me.
My bad. I'll be quiet.
So I want to go around. If y'all please give out your social media handles, where people can find you, what y'all got going on real quick, and we'll start with Queen. Go ahead and
Okay. So you gotta wait.
go ahead.
So it is a dash of dance everywhere. It is ADASHOFDES. All social media. It is wedding season for me, so I'm busy. Private dinners, things like that. Y'all get into it. Okay, just Google me. If you Google me, you'll find me.
Boom.
Have a good one.
You say Google me, Snook.
Oh my goodness. Listen, I'm Snook the Crook. Some call me Snook the Coochie Crook. You can follow me on Instagram at SNOOK0626. The 0626 is my birthday. I am a Cancer male. I'm slightly sadistic and all kind of things. I'm here for y'all. Poly talk, BDSM, lifestyle stuff. I also cook on the side, do catering and all of that. So shout out to you, Queen. We could probably shoot some recipes back and forth.
I'm
noticing
noticing.
I'm glad to be here.
Tori,
You're not whispering good.
she's not.
It's not.
But Tori, go ahead. Horrible.
I'm Tori. I'm Dark and Dovely on all my social media. Ain't really doing shit. I'm just supporting cause so yeah.
Tori been quiet over there. Tori been quiet the whole
Look,
conversation.
I've had questions, the whole jumping in, trying to get it up. I was like, okay, I'll just let y'all talk.
When we get done, Tori, what questions you have? We can answer your questions for you.
All right, Shay. Shit, Nate, go Nate, because Shay's trying to get her life together over there. Nate, go.
Nate Boogie with the hoodie on TikTok. Nate Boogie _Boogie 88 on Instagram and Twitter. Cause I
We got you. I got you. I got you. It's fine. Shay,
okay.
Just child, here it goes. You can follow me on TikTok at Chase Inc. CHAYESINC, and you can follow me on Instagram at Candy Taste Sweet, because it's true. You can find me Sundays 1 to 3 p.m. on sparkfmonline.com on the tap in, and you can also find me on the Kinkazoid podcast at 8:30 p.m. on YouTube live. And you can also find me on Saturdays at 8 p.m. on TikTok live with Irene the Passion Queen, Nay Boogie the Hoodie with the hoodie, and Shea Butter 84 doing Black Girl Reacts, where you react to your favorite TikTok trend videos and memes.
All right. And of course, I am your host, Irene the Passion Queen. You can find me across all social media platforms that way. You know, your girl got a book coming out. Your girl got the virtual poetry show coming out, which I'm hoping this will air before that. But make sure you keep up with your girl to find out about all things. Irene, the Passion Queen, and what's coming to the Queendom. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for my guest for coming into the Queendom today. And we will talk to y'all next time.